We're offline.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It's alive!
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Meddling kid. Trace the call. It's coming from inside the
Be
house.
afraid. Be very afraid.
How's it going, people, and welcome to an all-new episode of Adventures in Murderland. We are an LGBTQ plus true crime comedy podcast hosted by me, Mike James, and the Doc Brown to my Marty McFly, Alan Cassidy.
Hey guys, I like that one.
That
was a good. That was a good reference.
Oh, thank you. It was off the top of my head because
I'm Marty McFly, right? Though, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm the oldest one, and I'm the cookiest one.
Yeah.
But I would like to be Marty McFly more than Doc Brown. Yes. Oh, hello, everybody.
Hi.
First off, what we do straight off the back is social medias. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter at MurderlandPod, and also follow our Facebook page, Adventures in Murderland, as well. Also, if you haven't already, if you've been a long-time listener of the podcast, if you haven't already, just click subscribe. I believe that you can subscribe to podcasts, so if you can do that, that'd be really, really super cool.
What's that on?
It's on iTunes, and I think there's some other ones you can do it on as well. Pretty much most, I think you can subscribe.
You can do it on Spotify as well.
I believe so, yes. But what that does, it just means that, we always aim to upload the podcast on a Wednesday, which I think this one's going to. Thank God for that. We're actually recording within plenty of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we do so happen to not upload on a Wednesday, it will notify you of when we do upload, the exact moment of when we do upload, so you'll never miss an upload, because we're really bad at keeping to a particular schedule.
To be fair, it's actually pretty good. We either keep to a Wednesday. If we can't do it on a Wednesday, it's always going to be a Thursday.
Well, it's been like at the arse end of a Thursday for the last couple of weeks. So
it's still Thursday.
Yeah, but for people in good old Britannia, that's like midnight we upload, so they're not going to be able to listen to it then.
It's before midnight.
Unless, which I think our show probably does attract a lot of people who can't sleep and alcoholics. Insomniacs. That's the word I was looking for. Yes. Insomniacs and people who can't sleep. And people with no social life, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm making...
Oh my God.
Maybe I'm making sweeping generalizations of our audience based on my own life.
I was going to say, that's both of us.
An alcoholic insomniac with no social life.
Yeah.
Pretty dauntingly accurate. Okay, so we've already kind of talked a little bit longer than what we would usually do without mentioning this. But if you want to jump straight to the Grizzlies, into the murder, which of course the podcast Adventures in Murderland, it's pretty much all about. We'll put the time code. Yes, we'll put the time code to that bit in the show notes down below, because usually we just talk a little bit of shit for the first 5-10 minutes.
Just to warm ourselves up.
Just to get ourselves a little bit loosey-goosey and in the mood for it. Get our vocal orify lubed and ready.
Speaking of which, I think I'm going down with a proper sore throat.
The flu?
Like, no, not the flu. I've had my injection, so I can't get the flu.
Oh, but you can, because last year didn't loads of people get the flu, even though they had the injection? Wasn't that
was because it was a dodgy...
stealthy strain of the flu, right?
It was a dodgy... injections that they dished out to everybody.
Because you got it
in the UK.
You got it done by that guy in that alleyway. That's why yours was dodgy.
Yeah.
He just sort of wipes the cleanal with a Kleenex and on to the next one.
Yeah, but my voice feels like it's going like all day. It's just been like feeling every time I swallow, feels like there's knives in my throat.
Ooh.
Feel too good.
What a very accurate description for a podcast called Adventures in Murderland, where we very often talk about knives in throats. Yes? No? Maybe.
Well, it's actually true. We do talk about it quite a lot.
Quite a fair bit. And even more so in today's episode as well. But before we get on to that, because I do want to talk a little bit of shit with you, just to start with, we have a news article here.
Okay.
Because nothing's going on interesting in our lives, so let's talk about something that's going on in popular culture. So, if you haven't seen on the Twitter sphere, Piers Morgan, good old Piersy Morgan,
okay.
he has marked 007, Daniel Craig, motherfucker, for carrying his baby in is it a papoose? A papoose? Like this picture?
Oh, right, okay, like the baby...
Little backpack thing that you hold a baby in, yeah. He's put, 007, not you as well, papoose, hashtag papoose, hashtag emasculated bond. And
what
everyone...
the fuck?
I don't... Oh, the sirens outside. Oh. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why this guy always seems to have to chime in. Why are there people...
Well, he's friends with Trump, so...
I mean, that probably explains it for a bit. But why do people feel the need to chime in on these stupid things like this? I mean, I feel the need to chime in on Piers Morgan being a dick. But what's the fuck are you going to do with him if Daniel Craig wants to have a papoose? And what's demasculating about it or emasculating about it? Are those normally...
I think it's practical, to be fair. If you're going out shopping, carrying your shopping bags as well, and you don't want to be carrying a baby as well.
I don't get it. I don't get why there's this weird... I think it's changing now, thank Christ. But I think there's this weird thing with like,
the older generation.
Very. I mean, there's like a certain age point where it sort of collapses a little bit. And the amount of buffoonery and dickheadedness seems to be more prevalent.
We're not saying it's like everybody who's that particular age.
Oh, no. I've met some amazing people who are like 1,000,000 years old. And by that, I mean, like 80 plus, something like that. Like some people who you would usually say and lump in with a generation who are full of people who are slightly problematic. But, it's not an entire generation. I'm just saying that it's more prevalent, maybe, with certain people.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but you also get dickheads our age as well. I mean, to be honest, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking for us both for now, right?
Oh, my God, shut up. Can't deal with my own mortality, to be fair.
No, I can't. I'm consistently going through an existential crisis. The infinity of time and space. What is life? What are we but tiny specks of sand?
Shut up. That's horrible. I don't like that.
Freeing, though, as well, though, right?
No.
Really? I think it's quite freeing because
I think it's the opposite.
No, it's not constraining because we're so constrained by the little things that we do. We sort of watch me get so fucking deep. I want to go deep. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the time we spend in our own little worlds, in our own little bubbles of our own little jobs and our homes, and our worlds are all very small usually. Mm-hmm. I don't mind fucking it. Like our work is like across the road, and then we come back here.
Oh yeah,
we go across the road. And we come back. So my world is literally within maybe like a half a mile radius. It's extremely small, but. It's very easy to get caught up in the fact of what you see and what you deal with is all that there really is. And so, yeah, I think it's quite a good thing sometimes to be able to think of your place in not just the world and, step out your own little bubble, but just think of, it doesn't really matter. A lot of stuff doesn't really matter. It can be quite freeing.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you
not
think?
I don't know.
It's like... Yes, I think it puts things into perspective. When you get so wound up about fucking Janice in the office bringing her tuna fish sandwiches in every Wednesday and they smelling out the place, and you get so wound up about it, take a step back, realize that in the grand scheme of thing, nothing really matters. I mean, Janice with her insignificant tuna sandwich is nothing.
No, I get that, yeah.
And as long as we all make each other's lives happier, and as long as we're not making anyone else's time on this planet any more difficult, then I don't see any.
No, I get that.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now that I've stopped being the Dalai Lama for a second, would you like to talk about murder, Alan?
Yes, please.
You would love nothing more. So you always talk about murder. We wake up in the morning.
The only reason why I'm here.
You turn to me every morning. You roll over to the side, put your arm around me, and go, "Oh, talk to me about murder."
I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up.
Murder on the mind every day, 24/7,
Constantly.
baby. Talking about murder, death, and incest.
I take it that's a little, a little hint into...
No, this is...
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, well, yes, it is kind of a hint about this story coming forward.
He's just wanting to talk about incest.
No. It makes me feel icky. No. That's why I don't watch Game of Thrones, because there's incest makes me feel icky. And I don't
like
it.
dragons.
I love a good dragon story. A dragoon. But not incest. Incestual dragons, no. So yes, we need to move on. Move on with the murder. Okay, so if you are ready, let's jump into the Grizzlies.
Okay.
To save California from a deadly earthquake, one man must take things into his own hands. It almost sounds like the tagline from a bad 80s movie, but unfortunately, this gruesome story is all too real. Today, we tell the tale of Herbert William Mullin. Welcome to Murderville, USA.
What?
Kind of doesn't really reveal too much, I don't think, that intro. But it's very... Has it pricked your little tiny ears? It has.
It has.
Are you intrigued by what all this is? Yes.
Sounds like it does actually sound like a movie.
It does indeed.
Escape from LA kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's not it's definitely not as cool as that, and it's not in the 80s either. So let's have a quick look at Herb Mullin's youth as a child, growing up a little bit. So Herbert Mullin was born on April 18th, 1947. He seemed totally normal throughout his childhood and was described as a bright and gentle-natured young man. So, very different to a lot of the people we talk about.
Yeah.
When Herbert was 5, his family moved from a small farming community to San Francisco, where his father, Martin William Mullin, also known as Bill, worked as a furniture salesman. Herbert and his older sister attended Catholic school, and by all accounts, the Mullins family were a well-adjusted and educated family. So once again, this seems very different and contrary to a lot of the other things we talk about. Yes.
Yeah.
Bill, because his middle name William, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, his father, had been a military hero in WW2. He was considered stern, but never abusive. His father was proud of his service and relayed war stories to his son and even taught him how to use a gun.
Okay.
Once again, all of this information is in vast contrast to the sort of stories which we've the upbringings of
the abuse of multiple different kinds,
which goes to prove that what we say all the time is that there is there may be a slight thing that pushes this psychopathy in that direction. But maybe it's always going to be there. Maybe you're born this way, baby.
But he could have had a knock in the head still, right?
Potentially, but no. So sometimes Bill, his father, would playfully box with his young son in the kitchen before dinner, something which Herbert would go to retrospectively interpret as his father challenging him in sadistic matches to the death.
What?
See, so there's a point in the story where
as soon as you mentioned that, I actually just imagined him just going little punches, not even touching.
No, yeah, that's what it was.
Fuck.
So you can see this story takes a turn at some point, right? This story takes a turn. At that particular time, though, Herbert did seem happy. Everyone, no issues with Herbert. When he was halfway through high school, the Mullins moved to a place called Felton, which is a small town among the majestic redwoods in Santa Cruz County. And despite moving home and schools at a young age, because that's quite a weird, high school, moving school, it can be quite tough. The kids can sort of pick on you a little bit and bully you for it and shit. But yeah, he fit in quite well and was actually considered one of the popular crowd.